Yeah, I told you guys 2 weeks ago what a night for South Carolina and what a night overall, and I didn't know that 2 weeks later was going to be even better. What a performance from our team. What a performance from our fans. We challenged them about coming out and bringing energy and making noise, and they did. So thank you to our fans. That was amazing. And give credit to Auburn. They got a heck of a team. We knew this was going to be a physical SEC football game, and that's what it was. But just so happy for our fans and so happy for our players. It's a special group in there, and I'll be honest with you, we don't talk about bowls and all that stuff during the week. It was just about whatever we got to do to play our best this week. But there was a time in practice this week back on Tuesday, and I mean, these guys just work. And as ugly as it was last week, or as great as it was against Florida, or ugly as it was against Texas A&M, they come back every single week, and they're a fun group to be around. They never complain. They just work. And, like, the way we practiced the last 2 weeks, I mean, it is physical. Like, I don't know any team in the country that's lining up on Tuesdays and doing live tackling to the ground. And we do that some. And they don't complain. Like, they want to do it more. And there was a time in practice on Tuesday this week where I'm just watching them fly around and having fun, and it's in between periods. And we were going from one period to another. And I just took a moment. I'll be honest with you. I got sad thinking that this team might only have another week and a half together. And thank God that's not the case. I love these kids, and just so happy for them. We're going to a bowl. So happy for our fans. And just proud of their effort tonight. It wasn't pretty early. We were down 14-0. These guys never flinched. Like always, they just come right back out there and played their rear ends off in the second half. I mean, we lined up and basically ran the same two running plays on offense the entire game, and it was awesome to see. So we're going to really enjoy this one, and then we can't wait to come back in here in 7 days and do it again. So with that, I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Ben Portnoy's got the first one.
Shane, I think before the season, you guys were picked to maybe win 3 or 4 games, picked to finish second to last in the SEC East. When you come off the field and you guys are bowl eligible on a night like this, I guess just what does that mean to you personally, to this team, and to this program as well?
Just so proud. So proud to be their coach, and it wasn't pretty last week out at Missouri, and that was a long bus ride back to St. Louis after the game to get on a plane and fly back, and that was a really hurt bunch on Sunday, but they just come right back to work, and just so proud of these guys. I met with the super seniors, the guys that came back for an extra year and when they didn't have to, and this was their last go around, and I met with them back in January, and can still remember sitting in the staff room and telling them, like, look, you don't know me, I don't know you, we're going to work together, but you're the older guys, but this isn't some like 2 or 3 year rebuild, but we're building for the future. We're going to win now, and it's not fair to you guys to not. And they bought in, and those guys, Jabari, Jalen Foster, I mean, all those guys, just happy for them, for all the adversity they've been through. The coach that recruited them to South Carolina is not their head coach. And for them to be going out, isn't their head coach now, and for them to be going out with the 6th win, an opportunity to get 7 next week, and then to be going to a bowl game, just really happy for them and very, very proud. And this is just the start too, Ben. Like, our goals aren't to win 6 games every year and go to a bowl game. We have higher expectations, and this is just the start. But for this to be the year 1, and for us to be sitting here right now 6-5 when we're playing our 3rd quarterback of the season, and we lost our middle linebacker in game 2 against Georgia, and we had our starting defensive back go down with an injury tonight. Our best DB, who's leading the SEC in pass breakups, he goes down in the first quarter. But next man up, and man, just Marcellus Dial and Darius Rush and those guys, it's a fun group.
David Cloninger.
Hey, Shane, speaking of that, how are Cam and Xavier? And then just that play where they went for it on 4th and 1 near midfield and threw it incomplete. How big was that for you guys, morale?
Cam has got a knee injury, not sure the severity of it. We'll have to evaluate tomorrow and kind of see how bad it is. Xavier, I'm not really sure. I think he got, He got hit over there on the sideline. I'm not sure if it was wind knocked out of him. I don't know the status, David. I'll be honest with you. I never talked to Clint as soon as after the game. We were too busy celebrating in the locker room. And then that was huge, for them to not run the ball there. I think is great respect for our defense, our front seven, and then for our defensive backs. We talked about it. Auburn uses multiple tight ends, and they're going to try and pound on you and take shots. And it was critical for our guys defensively to make sure they had great eye discipline tonight and did their job. And I mean, other than the little dig route they hit on the first play of that last series, like I can't remember them making a play in the passing game. I'm sure there was, but I mean, we've been hearing a lot about their defense and all that. And you know what? We got a pretty dang good defense too, and that showed. And we got a pretty good run game. You guys talked about the Auburn run game all week, as did I, and rightfully so. But we got a pretty special group of running backs too. I'm proud of them in the way they played tonight.
Ben Briner.
Hey, Shane, you mentioned relying on 2 running plays. I wanted to ask, what were they? What kind of call name do you use for them, and what made them so effective?
You're getting too technical on me, Ben. We're not going to get into the names of the calls. I'm sure Dabo would love to hear what we call those running plays next week at the line of scrimmage. But basically, it was the counter play, and it was. You asked me a couple weeks ago about duo. I think it was duo, and it was the counter, and we ran it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it was pretty fun to watch.
Colin Taylor.
And how much did Hunter have any input in the run game plan tonight?
Hunter's more into the uniforms. He doesn't get too much into scheme. He gets into uniform selection and all that. But, I mean, the pressure I had coming into this game was the messages I was getting from my children all day about you better win and we want to go to a bowl and you better get your 6th win tonight and all that. So pressure from the outside is nothing compared to what I get in my own house.
I guess just what was that moment like? What was kind of going through your head when the clock's running down, the crowd's kind of going the way it's going? What was that moment like for you and your family and the team, just getting to celebrate that with everybody?
Yeah, it was pretty special. I wish I could have enjoyed the last minute a little bit better. I mean, we were just making sure that we didn't want to have to snap the ball and leave them any time on the clock, and we were trying to get Jason to milk or bleed as much time as he could before he took a knee, just to eat up as much time as we could in that situation. So it was kind of a stressful minute, just trying to get it. And then I got dumped with the Gatorade, and JJ got me, I think, or Sterling, and he was the first one I saw. And we use the word love a lot and told each other we love each other, and just so happy how happy I was for him, and it was pretty awesome. Kind of what you imagine it being, and that's what it was.
Corey Diaz.
Shane, for the offensive line to the bell tonight, obviously has been a quote-unquote punching bag for a lot of critics out there. Them to handle a talented Auburn defensive line in a game where there was a lot of ramifications for you guys coming out of it. How do you feel like they just handled the situation tonight and really put this team in a position to be where it is right now?
Yeah, they were awesome, and you're right. That is a really, really good defense, and that's a defense that, I watched the Texas A&M game on television, and a lot of teams have had a hard time scoring points against those guys. And I know Zero didn't play tonight for them, and he's a heck of a player at linebacker. But they got a fantastic front seven like Auburn always does, and that's what excites me. Is as a big boy SEC defense we just played, and our offensive line went toe to toe with them, and they've got a really good front seven. They've got a great group of linebackers. 29's a heck of a player on the edge, and they got a high draft pick sitting out there at corner, and Smoke Monday's a great safety. So just proud of those guys. I think it shows that when we execute, we can go up against anybody, and we got another big challenge next week. I mean, I know what kind of defense the crowd we're about to face coming in here next Saturday. What kind of defense they have as well. So, we got to do a great job of getting ready to do it again, and not take a 2 steps forward and then take a step back next week. We got to continue to get better, because there were a lot of plays we left out there, last night or tonight as well. But did a nice job running the ball, and hate that we threw the interception down there in the red zone going in to score. But for the most part, we protected the ball, and these are two teams coming in here that were high in, near the top of the league in turnover margin, and knew that was going to be critical. And overall, good night.
John Whittle.
Hey, Shane, I didn't see Greg Atkins out there on the field tonight. Was he there? And if not, what's going on there with him?
Greg's had a little bit of a health issue or health scare this week. He's fine. He was at the hotel today, this morning for meetings, and he was there this afternoon. He was here tonight before the game, but we just didn't feel – felt like the best thing for him was to not be down there on the sideline and be in the middle of it. So give great credit. Greg did a great job getting those guys ready to play this week, and then credit to Lonnie Teasley. Lonnie's our offensive analyst and was as an offensive line coach, and he stepped in and did a great job in Greg's place. But Greg's fine. Talked to him before the game, and he'll be back out tomorrow. And he was cleared to be out there tonight. It was nothing major, but just felt like the best thing for him was to not be down there in the middle of it.
Michael Inanna.
Shane, Zaquandre accounted for, I think, 168 yards of offense by himself tonight. Just watching him run the ball, just pushing the pile, breaking tackles. How much does he mean to this team, both just on the field and off the field? I know you've touched kind of on his personality in the past too. Just how much does he mean to this team? So much. He brings great energy to our team. On and off the field, he's the same every way. I mean, the way that he ran the ball and caught the ball tonight, it's the way he does it in practice every day. Like, there's only one speed with Zaquandre. He doesn't turn it on and off. And it was awesome to see. Heck of a catch, We have 3 catches for 69 yards. Huge catch on, I think it was a 4th down. We went for it, and he caught that ball. A play we've ran a lot this year when we leak him out of the backfield. Really the same play we scored on against Missouri last week. We just doctored it up or jazzed it up a little bit with the way we got to it. But he's a weapon. He continues to get better and better each week. Kevin came in and did a nice job, and that group's a solid group. Happy for him.
Christopher Heidel.
Hey, Coach Beamer, thanks for taking my question. Taking on a team that your father played against a lot when you were helping him out in the ACC, we covered the ACC. What's the preparation going to be this week different than this week, getting ready for a team that you already know, from throughout your career of coaching?
You talking about getting ready for Clemson?
Yeah.
It won't be any different. We played them when I was at Virginia Tech in 2011 twice, and then we played them in 2012, and I don't think we played them again after that. But, preparation will be the same. I mean, obviously, I guess there's a little bit of familiarity, but it was 9 years ago the last time I played Clemson. Got great respect for their program, got great respect for Coach Sweeney, and excited about the opportunity to go compete next week.
Last one goes to Phil Kornbluth.
I'm here. There we go. Sorry about that. I got 2 for you, Shane. Do you think you got away with something maybe on that call at the very end on the punt, brushing off of the Auburn player? I mean, is that just one of those things where you kind of smile and take your good fortune with you?
Really, they reviewed it, Phil. So I don't know how you get away with it when it was ruled not a fumble on the field, but then they look at the replay and ruled that it hit him. So no, they obviously made the correct call. That's what instant replay is for. What's your next question?
You didn't use Kevin Harris until that last drive. Was that what you were thinking going into the fourth quarter, control the game, and then have him fresh and ready to go in the last possession?
No, not really. He carried the ball in the first half. We put him in there at quarterback, and he had a couple nice runs. And we kind of hung with Zaquandre in the second half. He was the hot guy, and we stayed with him. I mean, we didn't run many plays tonight. I think we had 56 plays for 300 yards, so we weren't out there a ton. Zaquandre was kind of the hot guy and had a good feel for that one play that we were running over and over again. But it had nothing to do with Kevin. And then Kevin, we got confidence in Kevin and being in there all the time.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Y'all are stuck with us for another month. So we'll see you this week, and we'll see you at a bowl game. Sorry.